Shalom, shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, the GMS, that rule and teach word and scripture, salutations to the Akim that are doing this work in truth and faith and in all sincerity. Today's lesson is going to be about um, basically not to be as a heathen. We'll be touching base a little bit on the book of Philemon. And Philemon had a slave. Uh, the slave's name was Onesimus. And basically, this is Paul coming to Philemon about Onesimus and to treat him as a brother because according to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is. So, with that being said, we can go into Philemon chapter 1, verse 1. And it reads, Paul, a prisoner of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved fellow laborer, and to our beloved Aphia and Archippus, our fellow soldier, and to the church of thy house. Grace to you and peace from Yahweh, our power, and the Lord, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. So, with that being said, we know that, our people back during that particular time had been doing things just like the Romans did. The Edomite Romans, the Israelite Romans were acting the same for the most part. They are against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And basically, being against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, there's nothing but utter end and bitter destruction at the end of that. So, when it goes into the book of Galatians, in a chapter where it reads, there is neither Jew nor Greek. That means regardless if you're Jew nor Greek or whatever part of the world that you come from, if you are of Israel, you are of Israel. And so you're one and the same according to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Leviticus let's go to it. Leviticus 25 and 39 states that, and it reads, If thy brother that dwell by thee be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bond servant. So what's a bond servant? Bond servant is a slave, basically. It's in the law that Israel is not to take on other Israelites as slaves, indentured servants, but not as slaves. And so, if you were paying a debt or you were too poor to have such amenities, you would go to a fellow Israelite, which is thy neighbor, and you would work for him for how long that you're supposed to work for. And at the end of that agreement, the one that works for the one that does not, the one that works for the one that has, okay, the employer, so to speak, is the one that Salaki. The employer is not to leave the man with nothing. He's to give him something. So basically, we're not supposed to be like the heathen. And we're supposed to treat one another's brother, basically. So we can go to Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Read. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So, long story short, we are not to be like the heathen. And what are the heathen doing? Okay. The heathen are doing all kinds of manner of abomination and wickedness. The Lord doesn't like for Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to do wickedness. And so the Lord is pretty much upset at the tribes. Okay. Our job is to come back to the Lord, basically. Short and sweet version of it. And knowing that, not to have a Lord mentality over your own brother. Not to be in a in a cruel way towards your brother. So that's something that was displayed in the book of Philemon. And Paul expressed that to Philemon about Onesimus. So this was in Ephesus. The Lord has a certain way, has a standard that we should act towards each other. And so I'm going to make this short and sweet, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakar Kadash, and Shalom.